And joining me now is Dr. Berislav Gaso. He's with the MOL Group, the Hungarian oil company, a very, very successful Hungarian oil company doing lots of work, of course, all over the world. Tell us a little bit about that panel you just spoke on, investment climate. How are things looking at MOL?
Thank you for the opportunity to talk about it. I think we have had an excellent panel discussion and we were able to show how MOL responded in this quite challenging new environment that we had. It was very easy to generate money in a $100 environment, but the fact how we responded to go about that in a $40, $50 oil price environment is one of the things I have been talking about. And among others, I have shown in the panel discussion, and we've had a good discussion about what we did on the financial side, how we managed technically to reduce our unit cost, how we managed to address challenges on the CapEx side, and that we have been able to deliver more than $140 million free cash flow in a $42 oil price environment, which is quite remarkable for today's very challenging external environment. Moreover, it's very important to be not only financially resilient, but also have the right operational responses to the current environment that we have.
Now, of course, and well done, a great achievement. You know, a lot of the companies would love to be in your situation right now. It is tough times out there, and we're probably going to see tough times for a little bit longer. But how are you actually balancing the risk when you think about the replacing reserves? And again, you talked about the cash flow too, keeping that cash flow in place and also keeping your investors happy. You have a lot to do, huh?
I think two things. First of all, we all love barrels at MOL Group, but we love dollars even more. Huh? And I think in today's oil price environment, reserve replacement is probably not an annual target. It is something that we are chasing over a longer period of time. And we are very mindful in how we allocate capital, both on the exploration side and on the development side. Projects have to make sense in a low oil price environment. We don't sanction if it doesn't make sense. In exploration, we don't run for frontier stuff. We run for synergy-led, infrastructure-led explorations, and we're very mindful in how we balance those risk elements between exploration and development, but also within the development or exploration side itself.
Now, but you have, like everyone else, you're being more efficient. You've had to cut some costs, but does that jeopardize, your ability then to actually replace reserves? You're happy enough with the strategy, are you?
No, I think it doesn't. On this Monday, we had, for instance, our Capital Markets Day. We clearly showed that we are able to generate $3.5 to $4 billion in EBITDA over the next 5 years with the current portfolio. And if you kind of look at the capex requirements that we have, we would generate above and in excess of $1 billion in free cash flow in that period. And that kind of comfortably allows us to think about reserve replacement as well. Of course, those reserve replacements have to make financial sense in a low oil price environment.
So, of course, when we look at, that financial resilience that you're also talking about, where have the unit ADIPEC savings come from?
I mean, there's probably 2-3 things. First of all, when we started the journey several quarters ago, we stood at $7.50 direct unit OPEX. In the third quarter now, we stand at a very competitive $6 direct unit OPEX, which is quite a remarkable number and speaks about the quality of the assets that we have. It came from a couple of things internally. One is the usual stuff that you do around full field optimization, maintenance, energy, people, etc. But then also externally, we managed to kind of renegotiate the entire supply chain, grab parts of the cost deflation that we see out there in the market, and ensure kind of that this really delivers to the bottom line.
Now, when we look at the low oil price environment, probably, as some people say, becoming the new normal, is this still possible, for companies like yourself? Can you survive, and more importantly, can you thrive in a market like this?
I tend to disagree a bit with that statement, because I think it's only recently that the industry got lazy and we all got used to $100 oil price environment. But we keep forgetting that the entire oil industry was successfully operating for decades in a $30 to $50 oil price environment. I think today it's much more about getting back to the fundamentals of our industry, making sure kind of that excess fat on the cost side is taken out, and that we operate safely our assets in a $30 to $50 oil price environment. We stop over-engineering, we stop over-delivering. we do kind of the things that we have done for decades successfully.
And indeed, that's what we hear from many people. It is about getting back to basics, which this industry knows and is well capable of doing. When you look at, though, like in every operation, some high-risk elements in the portfolio, what is it you're going to be looking to remove? You're saying get back to basics there, but what's got to go?
I think we started already quite successfully over the past quarters to remove riskier elements. I don't see too many left. And if I revert back to the over 1 billion in free cash flow that we are able to generate over the next 5 years, speaks for itself that we don't have too many risky elements anymore in the portfolio.
Now, how important is this region here in the Middle East for you?
Very important, actually. Very important. We operate kind of in the broader Middle East, Far East region in Pakistan, for instance, 40 kilometers away from the Afghan border in an area where NATO barely could restore peace. MOL is the operating shareholder of close to 80,000 barrels per day. Very important for us, for our portfolio. We have very strong relationships in Oman. We keep exploring in the country, and we are committed to look for further opportunities.
But of course, your home base, you're a company that started in Hungary. Where's the core geography? Give us a feel around the map. Where are you these days?
The core geography is Croatia and Hungary. Those are the core legacy assets that we have. But MOL Group itself is present on the upstream side in 13 countries. We produce in 8 countries. We explore in additional 5. We have positions in Norway, the UK, the CIS, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Oman, Kurdistan, etc.
And any expansion plans? Any looking at acquisitions? There's probably some cheap assets out there these days.
Well, I'm not sure that if you know some cheap assets, let me know.
Or maybe some good value assets. That's true. I mean, it's a competitive landscape. What do you think?
It's a competitive landscape. I think we're opportunistically looking. There's no specific targets that we chase at this point in time. I don't think we have to be in a rush, given the comfortable balance sheet that we have at this point in time, unlike many other players in the industry. We believe that another year of $50 is more an opportunity than a threat for us.
So tell us, the last few days here at ADIPEC, been a very, very busy time. Great conference, great to hear you speak. But have you got what you wanted here? Met people, exchanged knowledge. How has it been the last few days?
No, ADIPEC is truly a fantastic opportunity. Not only the conference piece, the exhibition piece, meeting suppliers, meeting peers, getting in touch with people, exchanging views. I very much look forward to coming back next year.